Hello and welcome to my twin flame journey. I am Shine and this is going to be the May reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus to get additional messages. Also keep in mind that these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. If you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. Also, when deciphering the messages, I may be talking about you or the person that you're dealing with, so obviously apply it as it may fit to your situation. Same things with the cards. A man might show up on the card, but it's actually a female. Again, much like the other ones, in regards to gender, etc. Again, it's more about the energy and the message than the gender of the person on the card. Oh yes, and please check out the Saturday satsang. Next topic up for discussion for this Saturday, April 28th. If you would like to submit a question to be featured on Saturday's satsang, you can do so by leaving it in the comment section of that video. And please do it by Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, because I will be recording it Friday evening to upload for you guys for Saturday. And is there anything else that I wanted to put out there? No. This is what you're going to be dealing with. This is Spirit's advice in regards to it. This is the why it's happening, how you're thinking and feeling about it. What is anything that you need to be aware of, challenges, whatever that might be needing to deal with in order to have a positive resolution to the issue. This is the higher message that's involved, and this is Spirit's advice, and I'll clarify with the Sibyls if I feel I need to. But all of these up here, the bottom one was the message, and those are the clarifiers. So again, I might not have to use them, but I will if I need to. Is there anything else? Nope. I got to do my spiel at the beginning of every video. Let us look at what you'll be dealing with. We have Yin. Well, this is the advice to what you'll be dealing with, but let's start off with this card and see what Yin is about, so then we can understand what this is about. Excuse me. Number 2. Yin. Essential meanings: the feminine principle of receptivity, letting someone else make the first move, gathering information and taking in cues, the art of conscious allowing. Let's let the plane go by. The Oracle's message: this is the time of calculated receptivity as you gracefully await what is coming to you, ready to accept it when it appears. Yin does not involve frozen dreams or even resting, but rather consciously allowing things to flow to you, poised to receive the bounty that will be made available to you. It implies sensitivity as you alertly study the actions of others and contemplate how they will affect you and yours. Remember, you must make space for miracles to appear. Be the shaped, not the shaper, and you'll see how quickly your dreams manifest. Relationship message: let others take the lead right now. Your power lies in small gestures, soft awareness, and conscious surrender. By yielding the reins, you will find yourself effortlessly moving closer to what you truly desire. Permit others to tell you who they are and who they can be to you by allowing their actions to speak about them. You will be pleasantly surprised. Prosperity message: this is a time when the most effective action is to allow others to show you the way forward. Observe their behavior and follow their lead. Your desire to push through must take a back seat for now. Collaborate and offer your ideas rather than dictating what must happen. Let others come to you. It's important that they feel they have power now. Another meaning is about releasing your need to have things in the form that you want. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? Basking in your success? Now allow the universe to show you the form. Yin is a sign of essence. Things may go more smoothly than you expect. Protection message: do you have trouble receiving? You stop the flow of abundance when you continuously insist upon being the giver. You can't always lead, always give, always teach. You must be the student, the open vessel, and the one who receives the gift, gesture, or other offer in equal measure. Open up and let love, life, abundance, and spirit flow through you. Without demand or expectation, just receive the bounty that is yours. Now, this protection message kind of plays a part in what is down here, which we have a card called for boundaries. So perhaps you're a person who gives too much and allows people to take, and it's about learning balance in relationships. So they should be about equal give and take, and it's about to have healthy boundaries. So that way you're not left on the short end of the stick. So perhaps this is what's coming to play in regards to this situation. Again, it's all about living and learning and lessons. But let us get further into it. My hamster's chewing on the cage. Should be sleeping now. What you'll be dealing with and how that coincides with what we just read. We have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. We have the Magician in the reverse. King of Pentacles. We have the Two of Swords. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Three of Wands in the reverse. We have Strength in the reverse. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Now, of course, Eight of Swords, it's about releasing our stresses and worries and anxieties or whatever mental things that are making us feel trapped. Again, it's about being open to new perspectives. It's having come through a difficult time and are becoming more open to change and self-acceptance. It's having been able to reflect on what did or did not work in the past, and perhaps this is causing you to change your perspective or approach to a situation. It's acknowledgement of options, refusing to play victim, taking greater accountability for where you are in life. Again, because it's all based on our choices. It's a need to free yourself from some limiting factors of your past. Maybe some skeletons that need clearing out. It's allowing yourself to let go of old patterns of behavior and belief systems that have previously held you back, especially if it comes to a lack of boundaries. Because you will more than often feel the wrath of that choice. Now, the Magician in the reverse, if this is the person you were dealing with, it could be someone who is manipulative. It deals with greed, deceit, manipulation, trickery, cunning, mental confusion or untrustworthiness, charmer, narcissistic type personality. It's also being out of touch with reality, confusion, impatience, poor planning, latent talents, like not using everything that you have at your disposal to manifest something, if this is you. Lack of a clear plan, trying to figure out where we're focusing our energy, what are our objectives, how do we want others to see us. Obviously, we want people to see us in a place of self-love, self-respect, because how you treat yourself or how you think about yourself is how other people will treat you. So if you're lacking any of that and you're lacking boundaries, you're going to be taken advantage of by Magician in reverse type people. It's also feeling like we're unable to manifest a skill that will help you on your spiritual journey that's not being used. Again, something that you need to discover within that'll help you get through this situation or to make better choices in the future. I'll read it across after. I was going to say, bring out a sentence here, but let us finish the row before I say anything. And then we have the Two of Swords. It's all about confusion again. both sides need to be addressed, or to see things from both sides, a balanced perspective, because there's this confusion here, uncertainty. You need to take the blindfold off to see the truth of a situation. It's a difficult decision. It's avoiding making a difficult decision, hoping if we ignore it, it'll go away. It's avoidance that leads to greater conflict. It's lacking information that might be needed in order to decide. Or we needing to, again, see the truth of a situation, see things as they are, needing balance in one's intellect. It's also a stalemate, where like nothing seems to be progressing or moving. And it says here also, make peace and try to have a truce in a situation. And the Three of Wands in the reverse is a lack of foresight, delays, obstacles to long-term goals, unable to accomplish the goals that we hoped for, unexpected delays or blocks, frustration, disappointment, feelings of wasted time, but needing to see these setbacks as important parts of the journey, as it contributes to personal development. It's fear of getting in over one's head. It's a need to reassess. It's a breakdown or lack of cooperation, bad luck, risk of betrayal in business, long-term goal issues, and better off not engaging in long-distance relationships. That's all the meanings of this card. So if I was to read this across, if we're talking about dealing with another person, again, there's confusion, uncertainty, needing to look deeper within a situation to see the meaning behind it all. Obviously, there's a lesson involved here, and perhaps it revolved around boundaries. Again, needing to see things for the way they are. Perhaps we weren't thinking clearly or thinking what's best in the long term. Again, lacking foresight, or there could be a delay in manifesting something that you want, and maybe you're unsure about how to go about doing it, but you're trying to release yourself from whatever stress, anxiety, or worry that's been associated with this. So far, aside from the Magician being in the reverse, I don't see any, deception cards. That doesn't mean that there hasn't been any. It doesn't mean you weren't dealing with a Magician in reverse type person. I'm sure if I we have scandal here, so something happened. Maybe if we clarify, we'll see if this is more an aspect of the self, or if you were the manipulative one. It could work both ways. And something ended up kind of backfiring. We lacked the foresight to see what the cause and effect was going to be. But we have here too, with the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Swords in the reverse, it's hopelessness, depression, becoming overly stressed, worry, despair. It's also coming out of that. So if this is coming out of that, both of these cards, and that would be positive, obviously. We don't want to stay in confusion and stress and anxiety over anything. We don't want to feel hopeless. We have the King of Pentacles here, so I don't know if the King of Pentacles and the Magician are the same person, or again, if they're just aspects of the self, like the same person as far as someone you were dealing with, or if they're aspects of the self, or one is and the other isn't, because this is general. I don't have any, I have to throw out all kinds of possibilities. King of Pentacles in the upright, this is a good character, someone who is successful, proud of his achievements, serious about their financial security, stable, disciplined, trustworthy, someone who's in control of themselves, of their life, again, dependable, reliable, committed, devoted partner. Now, it also has here worldly success, ultimate fulfillment, high ambition, highest attainment of material success. Symbolizes all that he has built through his efforts and determination. Again, someone who's not afraid to put in the work in order to have good things. Someone who's proud of their achievements. Someone who's also methodical in their approach. They think things out before they do anything. They use a lot of logic. Again, problem solving, find solutions. Now the Three of Pentacles in the reverse is a lack of teamwork, competition, tension due to different people trying to control things. It's perhaps a need to break free from a group, especially if we're in third-party situations, which I don't know if there's any of that in here. Lack of common goals, lack of harmony that's bringing negative effects. It's a need to be heard, feeling restless in a situation, not much opportunity for growth. And then the Strength card in the reverse obviously speaks of, self-doubt, lack of discipline, weakness, setbacks, lacking courage or inner strength, feeling vulnerable or inadequate, lack of self-confidence, need to draw upon one's willpower, lack of self-discipline, worried, anxious, overprotective, insecure. So again, if this is someone that you're dealing with, it's causing you to feel kind of upside down in the situation, stressed, worried, not feeling, that there's any stability here. Things just aren't working out. I mean, if this is you, this is what you're wanting to embody, but it's not what it is. Or again, this is how you're thinking about things. Or if this is a person, or based on what you've been through, this is how you want someone else to be, but it's not currently. And that's why we're unsure, undecisive, maybe needing to look at things and gain a clearer perspective, needing to release our fears, worries, doubts, anxieties, again, negative self-talk, if there's any of that, because of this experience that you've gone through. Because we also have here the Wheel of Fortune, which is, all about karma. So again, if there was a lesson to be learned in all of this, it's time that we learned it and adjust our perspectives accordingly. Wheel of Fortune deals with movement, change, wisdom, pivotal points, growth, success, and expansion, cycles. Again, going through cycles, learning lessons, and entering into new cycles. Um, Bad times provide the contrast and perspective needed in order to recognize how blessed we are in the good times. It's about not sitting still, but being active and co creating your life, looking for ways to face and conquer adversity. It could be some external factors that are influencing matters that are out of your control. Again, karma, divine timing. If you struggle against a wheel, it will crush you. So learn to kind of go with the flow, which is kind of what the yin is speaking on. It's about optimism and faith in the universe. It's about luck, prosperity, and again, optimism. So whatever is causing you angst and stress and worry or whatever, know that, you know, there's an opportunity for change. There's probably a karmic lesson involved in all of this. Again, get the lesson, shift your perspective accordingly so that, and trust that all things happen for a reason. Trust that whatever's coming is better than what's already passed. You know, have faith, have optimism, have strength, believe in yourself. Again, have the confidence that this is you, the King of Pentacles. And with the Three of Wands in reverse and the Wheel of Fortune, it's like we might be in a place, you know, of stress and worry because we don't know what the future holds. You know, we're unsure of the long term, whatever, but the universe is asking you to just have faith and be open, be receptive. It's the yin to what might be coming in next for you. And also being an active participant in your life, trying not to sit too much in the woes of what has been or what has passed. And again, learn the lessons, apply the lessons, and be willing to move forward with faith, with courage. So you can manifest, you know, a life that you want. Now, the reason why this is all happening is we have love, solitude, secrets, wisdom, strength, challenge. So again, you have strength here and strength here. The strength is in reverse, so perhaps that's where the strength and the challenge come in regards to, obviously, a love situation, a relationship. Solitude is about reflecting on things. You know, possibly the Two of Swords here, gaining a deeper insight or perspective on something. Secrets could be things that you discovered that you didn't know. Secrets can also be lies. Again, if you're dealing with the Magician in reverse type. So you're kind of like going over everything. You got wisdom here. You know, again, applying the wisdom that was learned in this situation. Secrets can also be having faith to embrace the unknown. You know, there might be things that you don't know yet. Try to have the strength to overcome this challenge that you're going through now. And then we have diligence, good fortune, loss, patience, and fame. So diligence is kind of like the Eight of Pentacles. It's about, you know, focusing on work. Maybe that's what we're needing to do. You know, focusing on ourselves, focusing on our career, focusing on our work, and not so much in, again, the heartache, the anxiety, the whatever. Like, try to shift that focus into something that's more productive for yourself, something that can bring in tangible results for you, something that you have a little bit more control over. And if I might say here, the diligence, it's like put in the work and effort, because good fortune can be had. All is not lost. Have patience. You know, there can be success in this situation. You can read it that way. I might clarify some of these. We have stop, look, listen, sexual attraction. So they're saying pay attention to something. It's like pay attention to the red flags in regards to this relationship. And then we have confusion here, which is kind of like the Two of Swords. It's like not unsure of what to do. And it's creating a barrier. Or there's a barrier here and you don't know how to get past it. And we have the stranger and inspiration. Now, the stranger could be, again, maybe we're wanting this person to embody these traits, someone who's more dependable, reliable, committed, you know, but it doesn't seem to be that way. You know, you're hoping for somebody to change, and you're wondering if they can. You know, trying to find a spark of inspiration to even have the strength and courage to deal with this or to get through this. Then we have two, the lesson. I told you there's a lesson involved here. Scandal, whatever happened. Reconciliation, spiritual. Now, spiritual can mean healing. Spiritual can mean this was all part of, you know, your spiritual path. You know, if we're dealing with soulmates and so forth, we had to go through it to learn a lesson, to grow and evolve. And again, it could be spiritually based relationship. Let me see. Let us see. We can figure it out a little bit more. And I don't know if somebody's looking to reconcile or wondering if we can. Again, heal the situation, reconcile with someone. You know, have people learn lessons. Everything's shifting all over the place here. Wisdom, we have Ladagria, but in the reverse. Challenge, we have the Thief. Oh, that's way too many. It's like a whole bunch. Now, on wisdom, I think the L'Alegria in reverse and the upright, it deals about, celebrations, good times with people that we love to enjoy their company with, friends, family, um, getting together. I just noticed it said vino on there, and he's got his little cup. He's probably drinking some wine. But in the reverse, I think this is like disharmony in relationships. Let me check. L'Alegria. L'Alegria. This was on wisdom. So L'Alegria in the reverse. Vices, smoking, drinking, drugs, gambling, bad habits, hindrance, barrenness, lacking in stimulation or ideas. That's probably where the inspiration comes in. Lack of growth in a relationship, unproductive, unsupportive, lacks in morals. So say wild behavior. And Gran Constellation in the upright deals with the choices. It kind of reminds me of the Seven of Cups. It's not living in illusions or different choices, which is the best option. Or it's also about getting what we want after so long, waiting around for something, wondering if it's going to come to pass. I think in the reverse, let me see. Reversed, a blocked situation, lack of fulfillment, insecurity, fear, anxiety, humiliation. So again, this is on wisdom. So obviously, again, there's been some lessons learned here. There's unfulfillment, which is why we got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Fear, anxiety, again, matching with these. Now I put on here on challenge, Eladro, the thief. It's something that somebody who takes something from us. Someone, could be material things, stolen goods. It's also about something that's missing or missing someone. The thief is also obviously someone who's not so trustworthy. You got to question their motives. Let's see if there's anything else here on the thief. Where's the thief? Eladro, thief, lost goods due to robbery, fraud, something or someone taking away, leaving, or sneaking off. It's kind of like the Seven of Swords. Deprived of something, dishonesty, loss, money troubles, or disadvantage in a situation. And this is on the challenge. And so Spirit is all about longings, regrets, reminiscing about the past. In a positive ways, it's like being nostalgic, having fond memories, but it's also about regrets. And then we have melancholia, which is all about, depression, sadness, sad over our regrets, sad over something that we've lost, or getting over that, which is the challenge here. Again, trying to have the strength and courage to kind of move forward. And get over, this kind of energy for the challenge. Let's see if there's anything else I want to throw in here. It's also suspicion, longings, desires, memories, regrets, nostalgia, anxiety caused by delay, torment caused by waiting, anguish. It's also hope. Again, it could be someone at a distance. I don't see any other distance cards here. But it just could be, separated. Diligence, loss. Right, again, we have the diligence, the loss and the patience. And with the Suspirity here, we talk about, anxiety caused by delay, caused by waiting, feeling in anguish. I don't know if you're waiting, again, for something to change. To get back what was lost, with the thief. Let me see. Is there anything else here on the melancholia? Like I said, it's just like sadness, depression, loss of heart, regret or loss connected to the past, temporary setbacks, depression, melancholy. Patience, we have Lamika in the reverse. We have desperate for jealousy. It's being distraught and in despair. Oops, way too many. Way too many. Well, here we have the Kaza, but in the reverse, and then the Algraza in the reverse. This is joyousness, lightheartedness, but in the reverse, it's kind of a falling out again, falling out with someone. And this is the loss. Maybe it was someone that you lived with, or it's concerning some kind of home life. Patience can also mean to be patient. It can also mean, wondering if we've run out of time, wasted time. Wondering again if efforts should continue to be put in, if things are going to turn around, will there be success? Kaza in the reverse, again, uncomfortable home environment, family disharmony. And again, the Lamika, I said it's a falling out. Falling out. Just brought up a jealousy or distraught, excessive attachment, doubt, suspicion, envy, fears, possessiveness, loss of money or financial crisis as well. The Lamika. Where's Lamika? Here's the enemy one. How is it that I can look and not see it? I've obviously passed it. Lamika, here we go. Yeah, falling out, needing help, possible financial assistance. So I don't know if there's any money issues here. This is where King of Pentacles, and then we have Three of Pentacles. That deals with money. I don't know if there's been falling outs over money, maybe given too much than we were receiving, and it caused some kind of disharmony or falling out. Oh yeah, the Allegrazzo Quade. That's the other one I wanted to look up. Oh. In the reverse, betrayal, family disagreements, unstable relationship, hindrance. No wonder we're confused, right? Maybe we were in some kind of codependent situation. Or somebody was, again, investing too much of their finances into somebody else, or allowing that to happen. Again, not good boundaries. Allowing people to take advantage financially. Again, that could fall in line with the Magician reverse too. The Stranger. I got Desperado with jealousy again. And a broken union on the Stranger. Again, this could be about wanting people to change, wondering if people will change, or things that get better, or you're hoping to change, to be viewed as changed. You know, you're wanting to become the King of Pentacles, to kind of get back a relationship, and maybe you're needing to kind of prove yourself or prove that to someone that you can be, you know, grounded, reliable, you know, stable person. Again, I don't know if there's any money issues that have been a factor here. Perhaps some deceptions as well. Stop, look, listen. Again, we have the closet in reverse. It's like, pay attention to what's going on here. Speranza in the reverse. It's like having a lack of hope. And that's why we have confusion. Again, I don't know if I'm just repeating myself here. The lesson, we have Lamika in reverse. So again, I don't know if you're learning this lesson in regards to this person, or again, this is you. Lesson, again, we have the Tower in the reverse. This is like, this is bad. Whatever happened here, definitely, we have Il Vivido in the reverse. You know, it wasn't good. It's like when you first look at everything, it kind of looks questionable, but once you start doing the clarifying, you really get to see that there was something going on here that caused a lot of strife, sadness, disappointment. It's brought about a dissolution of a relationship, a breakdown in relationship, an unhappy home situation, lots of confusion, you know, either wanting people to change or wanting to change ourselves in order to kind of fix something, unsure if we can. You know, again, the lacking lacking hope, lacking courage, lacking faith, you know, which is what they're trying to tell you to regardless of whatever's transpired here, just have faith. Again, that everything happens for a reason. And it's usually, if it's something bad, it's to wake you up to something that needs to be addressed. Stop, look, and listen. Pay attention to the lesson that's involved here, because it's very important for you to get it, for you to transcend it, and for you to apply it in the future for any changes that you're looking to make. was the Il Vivido guy. Difficult, mean old man. Traumatic loss, sudden loss, mourning, grief. Again, there's been a lot of, I mean, if we've got the Eight of Swords and the Nine of Swords here, there's definitely been a lot of mental anguish and emotional, but a lot of mental anguish in regards to this situation. Feeling helpless. So dyscrasia in reverse, well, I hope there's no divorce, but in reverse, sorry. It's about, really bad misfortune, unfortunate event, something very serious, a destructive event, damage, arguments, anger, feeling helpless, feeling everything's in ruin. Isn't life grand? Boy. Let us see how you're thinking and feeling in regards. Well, you're having doubts, obviously. You're having doubts. You're unsure. There's some insecurities here. I'm not knowing what to do. Doubtful maybe if people can change or if you can change your situation. We have the Fool. It's about, new beginnings, taking leaps of faith. It's also about leaping before we looked, rushing into things, and now where we're heading, suffering the consequences or not wanting to, or having doubts in regards to, embarking on a new phase or taking a leap of faith in regards to this situation. We have faith here, and then we have good news, and then we have talent, and brown-haired woman in peace. So again, if you're the King of Pentacles, or somebody who's looking to be seen as the King of Pentacles, or trying to become the King of Pentacles, you're hoping that there can be peace. You're hoping that there can be a reconciliation. You're trying to have faith, but you don't know if there's any faith here. You're hoping that there's good news, but you're not sure. You're trying to figure out a way to turn things around with the brown-haired woman. Or you're the brown-haired woman in all this contemplation. But again, this might just stand for the feminine energy, and you could be male or female. Again, you just apply it how it might fit for you. I've learned to not take so much even the gender on the card as being what it is, because obviously, like I said, there are same-sex couples, so it's more about the energy that's being embodied at the time. And the yin symbolizes the feminine energy being receptive. So, perhaps someone is needing to let someone else kind of prove themselves, like how the card says, let somebody's actions speak for them, but also the consistency. Actions can be very short-lived just to get what we want. So again, words, actions, and consistency is what will show you over time if something can be better, if somebody has changed. So be open to allowing that to happen, allowing things to kind of play out so you can get a better idea or a feel for a situation, especially if it's something that you've had difficulties with in the past, or a person you've had difficulties with in the past. Again, effort goes a long way. And if you've been the one putting in a lot of effort and not getting anything and ended up on the short end of the stick, maybe they're asking you to be the one to just allow the other person to kind of show up, show and prove. And maybe that'll help you figure out, what to do in regards to the situation. It'll help ease your doubts. Now, we have here the River Queen, flow, letting go, and natural movement. And the Wise Woman of Wonderland, integrity and compromise. This is in the challenge position. So let us see the River Queen. The River Queen flows into your life as an ally to remind you about the concept of allowing and the law of non-attachment. Remember that all rivers come from the mountains and run to the sea to be absorbed by the larger body of water. There, the liquid evaporates into clouds that rain on the mountains to continue an endless cycle of fluidity. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel is always turning. Cycles end and cycles begin. The River Queen requires you to be fluid and let go of rigidity and perfectionism. You would travel far as long as you let go and let flow. Even maneuvering around the greatest blockages, like water streams around big boulders. No obstacle can hold you back now if you're willing to surrender to the natural flow of events. Be easy on yourself and others and watch how smoothly you move forward. You may be surprised where the river takes you. And then the Wise Woman of Wonderland. When the Wise Woman of Wonderland appears as your challenger, this is a sign that you may have compromised yourself out of fear. Have you been in denial about the truth of your situation? That's why I got this blindfolder here. The blindfolds need to come off. Have you sold yourself short rather than ask for what you really need? Have you given up on your dream for another because you fear abandonment? The Wise Woman of Wonderland is gently reminding you that you count. Claim your good and never settle for less. Be fearless and make it so. Why hang around for more disappointment when wonderful adventures and opportunities are waiting to unfold for you? Again, so I feel that there was some kind of codependency here. Obviously, that's a big lesson for many people. One person doing all the giving, one person doing all the taking. People enter into relationships for codependent reasons, for having, voids filled and needs met, whether they be financial needs, living situations, letting ourselves be taken advantage of by those that are there to just reap the benefits of everything that we're giving, lacking having boundaries. So if this is kind of a situation that you were in, this was the lesson that was needing to be learned. Both people needed to learn a lesson. Relationships are about equal give and take, not one person doing all the taking, one person doing all the giving. But these come together because there's a lesson to be learned for both people in regards to that, in regards to becoming independent in and of our own self. Because there has to be balance. Or someone is always going to feel like they got the short end of the stick in a situation. Resentments build up, anger builds up, and you end up staying in karmic cycles. How long you stay in that depends on how deep your wounding is before you come to that epiphany, before you come to that truth and realization, and kind of understand that, okay, this is not acceptable. And this is what I want, this is what I don't want. Get yourself out of these karmic things. And everything is always up and down in life, in relationships. It is about going with the flow, but it's also being wise in our direction. Be wise and be aware of what we bring and what we allow others to bring into our sphere. So this was a lesson here involved with all of that. And again, whether you, the person dealing with the Magician in reverse, hoping they're going to become the King of Pentacles, become more stable, or you, the person doing that, and somewhere along the line here, it caused a breakdown in a relationship. The karma that was involved in the situation, and it's taught valuable lessons. And a lot of past people are trying to come back. A lot of people are trying to reconcile. And I always say, know what you're dealing with. Make sure people are exactly doing what this card is saying. Allow people to show and prove if they've learned, if they've changed, if they've grown. It comes with consistent effort. Take things slow. Again, learn the lessons of the past. Try not to hold on to the stuff, anything that's going to hold you back from progressing forward. Focus on your healing. Again, self-work. It's always about working on the self. The better you are in your relationships, in your career, in your life. You got to come into balance within yourself. And so does the person that you're dealing with, for there to be any kind of positive change in this situation. Don't sell yourself short. Never settle for less. So it says, because you matter. Don't be doormatty, letting people just take, and then you're left holding a bag, an empty bag. We also have here truth. I am lovingly honest with myself and others. Live in your truth. Stand in your truth. Accept nothing but the truth. Be truthful with yourself in regards to everything. Look at things from both sides. Come to a deeper understanding of the situation, what it was for, and give you some clue as to how to move forward. They want you to be in the present moment, fully present in the here and now, because again, we can't change the past. It already happened. Can't stress about the future. It hasn't happened yet, and we don't want to project anything, our fears, into the future, so that way it will manifest and come to us. It's about being present. Again, focus on the healing. If you were the one that was wounded in this situation, by someone who was behaving a certain way. Or again, there's healing that has to happen for both people, but it's about being in the present moment and trust. I know that God in his infinite wisdom and love is answering my prayers right now, just like with the Wheel of Fortune. Cycles end, cycles begin. Trust, have faith that if you've learned a lesson and you're embodying that lesson, then automatically things will become better. You will attract better people, or you will hold people to a higher standard because you're holding yourself to one. Again, self-love, self-respect, having boundaries, then nobody's going to come and use you. No one's going to come and be abusive to you because you won't tolerate that. So again, if you've learned a lesson and gone through something, trust that things will start to play out the way that they're meant to, and in a better way than what it was. So remain optimistic. I expect good things to happen, and they do. Again, try to think positive. Maintain those boundaries. I am clear and honest with others about my expectations. Again, because we get what we allow. And if we allow ourselves to have people wipe their feet on us like doormats, and that's how we're going to be treated. So have boundaries. And then we have devotion. As I fully commit to my values, relationships, and God, I am clear about what to do next. It's about being devoted first and foremost to yourself. Self-love, self-respect, doing the shadow work, realizing where the wounding is from childhood, which is why we attract the same types of partners, the same types of situations. Again, focus on that healing. Be devoted to yourself. This is your journey, your soul's journey. And the choices that we make determine the path of our destiny. So hopefully we learn lessons and we make better choices, and we're on a better path than we were. Be devoted to that. Always be devoted to your own growth. And be devoted to those relationships where the people are devoted to you too. I don't go into blind devotion. Again, let people show and prove themselves. Let them show that they're devoted. And then it can be reciprocated. Now, here we go. Codependency. I knew there was codependency, and I even forgot that this card was there. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Both people are codependent, or you are codependent, or they are codependent. But obviously, most of the time, it's both people are to some degree, because otherwise they wouldn't have been attracted to each other. It's to pacify those wounds, but also it's to go through experiences where those things are brought to the surface because they need to be dealt with and healed. Because this got to go. Codependency can't happen. Codependency could be, addictions as far as drugs, alcohol, gambling, whatever it is. It could also be addicted to our own stinking thinking, our own karma, our own repeated cycles, needing to break free from that, to free ourselves from making the same mistakes over and over and over. It could be addicted to ruminating thoughts, the stress, the worry, the anxiety, the whatever, the fear, and it's holding you back, holding the situation back. Codependency, again, could deal with financial codependency. Somebody's a bit too moochy and someone's a bit too giving, and it's not helping either person. You know, again, entering into relationships for codependent reasons. That's just to have needs met and to not be alone. My codependency can fall into all kinds of categories. And then we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Because obviously, like I said, there was a lesson in this karmic relationship. So it's definitely part of your spiritual path. It's definitely part of your spiritual growth and evolution. It obviously is a soulmate relationship. Whether it's a life partnership or not, that depends on the two of you. If both people get the lessons and both people learn. So know that, again, like I said, it all happens for a reason. And then we have forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moments. That's why they tell you to be in the present moment. Take a truthful look at the situation. You know, it takes two to tango. Everybody's got to be accountable for their role and only deal with people who are holding themselves accountable, not sweeping things under the rug, not trying to downplay their role, not trying to act like what they did wasn't so bad, or again, deflection tactics, lies to cover up lies. Again, know what you're dealing with. With anybody who's trying to come back from the past that you went through an experience with. Yes, it's important to forgive and learn, but don't do so in a naive way where you allow them to come back in and wreak havoc in your life. That's what they said. Allow people to show themselves. Very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, and give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And again, make sure that there's equal effort. Don't fall for pretty words. Don't fall for temporary actions. Consistency. Take it slow. Take your time. There shouldn't be any need to rush. And especially if you went through something very difficult, you definitely need to take your time. Because again, actions can be temporary. Words can be temporary. It's consistency over time that you can really see if people are walking the talk and not just all talk. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck in regards to this and anything else you might be going through. Please like, subscribe, and share if you haven't already. Well, until next time, take care. Bye-bye. Where's the damn off button? Sorry. Take care. Bye-bye.